you ready to save big on your sales tax and avoid the costly mistakes that gonna cost you a lot? Stay tuned till the end because today we are diving into those top 5 sales tax mistakes and that will cost you a lot if you are doing those mistakes. Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech Tax and More with SM. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Alright, let's jump in. The first mistake and the top mistake is misclassifying your products or services. It is always important to review the regulations of different states because different products have different tax rates in different states, and also the physical products and the physical goods and the services, either is physical services or the non-physical services like software as a service, like software as a service, and if we classify it as second one is as a physical goods. Both of these items have different taxability in different states, so it's always important to stay updated with the regulations of the states and also stay updated or review your product catalog and charge the tax accordingly. The second mistake is ignoring the nexus rule because nexus determination is key. So nexus is a legal term that we use to ensure or to to classify the tax presence in a state. If you have a nexus, it means that you have to collect and remit the sales tax in that state. So if you have the physical nexus, by physical nexus it means that you have a warehouse and you have a proper office. And even if you don't have a physical nexus, but if you have a economic nexus, by economic nexus it means if you are selling in that state, if you are doing online sales in that state, so still you have to charge the sales tax. It's always important because what this mistake is major mistake that nowadays the online, because with the rise of online sales and e-commerce platforms, they don't charge the sales tax on the online sales, and then it will cost them in future. So the first mistake is misclassifying the products. The second mistake is ignoring the nexus rules and the nexus determination. The third mistake is failing to collect sales tax on online sales. Actually this is both these and these are connected together. So as I have mentioned in my second mistake, that the physical nexus is separate than the economic nexus. If you remember, Supreme Court has a ruling. uh, the case was South Dakota vs. Waffair, and the ruling was that even if you don't have the physical presence in a state, but if you have a e-commerce platform and you are selling the taxable items, then you have to collect the sales tax, charge the sales tax, and then you have to pay to the state. So that's the third mistake, that if you are doing online sales and you are failing to collect the sales tax on those online sales. So the solution is that always track the record, always implement, or you can, another solution could be that if you can implement the e-commerce platforms with latest information, with the latest regulations, and the system can generate the taxes based on the state tax rates and the taxability of the line items. And the fourth mistake is not keeping the proper records. Remember one thing, that if educate records, always try to keep a track of the proper record, proper documentation of the records. So here by the record is that keep the track, keep the record of the sales transactions, the tax collected, the non-taxable sales. Some states have those line items which are non-taxable, like Alaska is a state where there is no state sales tax. So if you are selling in that state, you might not need to collect any tax on those sales, but still you need to have a proper record, proper documentation of those sales. And one example could be the tax exempt sales, like many. So what many customers do, that they provide us with the tax exempt certificates that they get from the state, and then they provide us so that we don't charge them any sales tax. So Keeping the record of those is specifically of those tax exempt certificates is a key here, because if tomorrow audit comes in, it is you who are responsible to go to the state and provide them with those tax exempt certificates. So that's the fourth mistake, not keeping the proper records. The fifth mistake is missing sales tax filing deadline. Keep a regular reminder of the sales tax. Normally, for the most of the US states, the deadline is 20th of the each month, but for some states it might be 30th, 31st, 15th. So it all depends on the filing frequency as well, because if you have a monthly tax returns, then normally the date is 20th. But keeping the regular reminder of this sales tax filing deadline is very important, because if you miss the sales tax return, then in future you will have to pay the penalty, you will have to pay the interest, and you will have to pay the more amount of money than you actually need to pay if you would have paid it in time. So these are the five top sales tax mistakes that we should avoid in order to save our money. The first one was misclassifying the products. The second is ignoring the nexus rules. The third is failing to collect the sales tax on online sales, e-commerce platforms, not keeping the proper records, and then missing the sales tax filing deadline. I hope this video is helpful for you. It's an informative video for all of you. If you find this video helpful, and if you have any questions related to this video, any suggestions, you could you can mention this in comment box and we can discuss on those. Thank you very much.